So today I came out of work for lunch and I found that my rear door was leaking water into the back of my car. I laid this t-shirt over here and to see if I could figure out where the water was coming from, and it definitely shows that it's coming from the bottom of my door here somewhere. So I am going to pop off this door panel and see if I can figure out where the leak is at, see what I need to do to fix it. When I work on my door panels, I use this little Lexan pry tool that I made, and we're going to use that to pop loose the front edge of this little panel first, and then remove that, take off the connector. That gives you access to a screw that's right here. Take that out with a Phillips screwdriver. Like that. Now we're going to use this pry tool to work our way around the perimeter of the door. Need to take off the screw that's by the door handle too. There we go. There, now we're loose. Let's take a look at what we see. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that there's a little bit of water coming from underneath the speaker under here. So there's definitely stuff coming from there, but maybe what's the bigger culprit is that it looks like that there's water that runs down the inside of this plastic piece, and it's supposed to come down here and maybe drain through this hole. But if you look right here, this plastic is bubbled away from the sealer right there and right here, so the water is running right down the inside of here and just draining into the inside of my car. That's got to be where most of it's coming from. There may be a little bit that's coming from underneath the speaker too, and I'm gonna check that out. But I'm gonna start by seeing what I can do to fix this problem. And I probably ought to check my other doors too and see if they're doing the same thing. I don't know if just pulling this down tight and pressing it in place would do the trick, or if I should maybe put some waterproof tape on there or something to try to help keep that from happening. We'll see. Now I went ahead and went around the outside perimeter of this piece of plastic and pressed it all back into place, so there is no more leakage there. The next thing I'm going to do is pop this Phillips screwdriver off of the speaker and pop that loose and take a look on the bottom and see if I can see what's going on around the bottom of that speaker part. See if I can figure out why there's water there too. It's starting to rain a bit more, so I want to do this without taking too long. Okay, the speaker should be loose now. There we go. Let's see. There we go. All Alright, set that speaker out of the way. There's a foam seal in between the speaker enclosure and the door. There we go. So that pops loose at the top, and then you slide it up and it comes loose. And this gasket that's behind here is a little bit messed up. So I'm going to guess that there has been water running down the inside of the door and getting through right at the bottom of the speaker hole. And when I look inside, I can see that the inside of the door is wet, and it should be, because that's where the water goes when it drains down the inside the window glass. But the point of that seal is to keep that moisture on the inside to drain out the drain holes in the bottom of the door and not let it go into your car. I may go ahead on in and maybe find some double-sided tape or something that I can put in there to see if I can make that seal a little bit better. Let's see what I can find. Alright, so what I found here is some of this 3M double-sided sticky tape that I've got left over from other projects. So I'm going to peel this off of here, and I'm going to cut an extra long piece of it like this, and then I'm going to peel this off and stick it on sticky side onto the speaker mount, and then I'm going to put my fingers all over the other side of it to try to take the tackiness off of it, and maybe that will work as a gasket. Okay, I'm going to peel this off of here. And I'm going to start at the top, since that seems to be where the least amount of, where it doesn't matter if it's leaky. I'm going to stick that right on the speaker, stretch it right around like that. There we go. Let's see if this works to rehabilitate this gasket. There we go. Okay, and then we come up to where the end of it is. I'm going to trim this off. Like that. There. That. I'll just wipe spit all over this and see if I can make the stickiness go away. Okay, we're back at the car. We've got our speaker mount. I'm going to take and put in here like this. Put that in place. That seems like it may be in there for good. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I got my screw started at the top hole first. Yeah, so the slot will go onto that screw. So let's go ahead and plug this back in. There we go. So we're plugged in. There's our speaker. Go ahead and put the bottom screw in to hold it. Okay, our bottom screw is tightening down. I'm going to tighten down the top screw. There we go. I'm screwing it down pretty tight because the top screw is really what's compressing that gasket that we just created. Put the screws in and hold the speaker on the sides. Okay, so now the speaker is reinstalled. Before I put that door panel back on, I'm going to wipe down the inside of the door in my car since it's all wet now. There we go. Okay, so that seats the panel back in place. It's raining harder and harder. Okay, let's put the screw back in by the door handle. It's up here. Oh, and it just keeps on getting harder and harder, the rain. Okay, now we'll do the other one down by the pool. All right, we're all done except putting in that last cover piece where the window switch goes. I'm going to wipe this down real quick first. Okay, here's our door window switch. Plug that in. All right. Now, this goes back into place like that. There. So now, hopefully we've taken care of the leaks. And once I wipe this down and shut it, things should stay dry. And since it's pouring outside, this should be a decent test. We're gonna pop open the right-hand side door panel and take a look behind it and see if I've got water back there or see any indication of the same problems starting. Shouldn't take too long. I'm going over the seal. Looks all good on top. Go ahead and pull some of this stuff tight. Now this one looks like it's in good shape. There's no leaks in it. And there is water behind the plastic, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's going back down through this weep hole that's here, which is encouraging. Which I guess would be why the other side leaked and this one did not. So you can see it's really not that difficult to do a quick check and make sure that you don't have a problem just getting started. And it's definitely well worth it to take the few extra minutes to do that rather than waiting and developing a leak that you've then got to clean up later. All right, there we go.